These smaller ones will get prime real estate right here in the old... Oh, I already dropped it. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Hey, I'm just in the basement and thought I would putter away. I really need to get a new project going because waiting for parts for Ghostbusters is getting old. South Park is basically done. So I need something to do. I have obviously a few games in the queue, just a matter of making room and then physically getting something over here. But I've played a bunch of test games on South Park, and there are a couple of tweaks I still have yet to do. This LED keeps popping out of the right slingshot socket, so I'm going to tighten up that socket, squeeze it tighter, and try and make it not pop out. Also, Henry was by, and you know what that means. Check out the action. Let's see how these guys fit. Sega. Is this the first Sega? Yeah, okay, I'm going to have to do a little bit of trimmage on that, but that's okay. This is what it'll look like. And then, boom, cheesy poofs. It's going to look cool. Right on. Thanks again, Henry. Much appreciated. Love your work. It's awesome. And I did notice also that Cartman was registering occasionally when you shot it into Kenny. That was an original problem I had. Now I checked all the switches associated. They all seem to be working fine. And then next couple games I was playing, I noticed that occasionally when the ball kind of dropped in through the saucer down into the vertical up kicker, it seemed like Cartman was getting registered twice. So that is a little dialing in I have to do. I think I might have to... The VUK switch that I have in there is brand friggin' new. I think maybe I just have to bend it up a little bit, because maybe if the ball is dropping in there and bouncing on the switch twice, they would register twice, and it just needs to have a little bit of separation there, so bend the switch up a little bit. So that might be that solution there. So a couple more little things. What else? Oh, and because Pinball Life had to send me some parts they forgot, I was able to tack on 2 of these coin inserts onto that order. So I got 2 new ones coming. I just need the lids, but I'm getting the whole housings. They're at $12 US each, so if they were $5 each, I might have got all 3, but so that's the last couple things for South Park, I believe, other than some dialing in. Also, I met with Jim Wilkes today, and he so kindly brought me these automatic self-adjusting wire strippers. So very thoughtful. I don't know if you watched a video where I had like 8 of my wire strippers all laid out, and I didn't really love any of them, and he suggested these, but he was a little more proactive than me, and he actually brought these to me. So thanks again, Jim. That's awesome. I'm excited to try these out. Another thing I just got in the mail yesterday. Check this out. So Alan Chiak, I'm probably saying that wrong. He's a pinball ambassador in New York. He passed away recently. Very sad and sudden news of MS, I believe. And I was looking at our previous conversation, and he was watching some pinball shenanigan videos. He was thus a shenanigander. He recommended a couple tools to me, and I kind of went down a thread there, a trail, and ended up buying the whole Klein nut driver 7-piece hollow tip shaft set. So this is all because of Alan Chiak. I think you will have really done me a major favor. They're magnetic. I can't wait to bust these out and try them out. I don't have magnetic nut drivers. How could I not? My life is going to probably improve dramatically. Just the old crappy Mastercraft brand, which have done me well. But that set did not have, where is it? This. Did not have very important size 11/32. So I had to buy this separate. So I got Green Lee. I don't know what brand that is. So I splurged on that. I think I bought a second Mastercraft 1/4-inch nut driver because the first one eventually stripped. So you can see that's not even the same from the same set. Oh, it's Benchmark. Yeah, that's it. So I have a collage and cluster of crap. Here's the rest of the set. This guy, this guy. Nope, that's my green Robbie. So these guys are probably going to be no more. I don't think I'll ever need them again. I'm moving up in the world. Finally, I splurged. Thank you, Alan, for the suggestion. This is your doing, and it is a great favor, I am sure. All right, so excited about that. Excited about these. Also on Ghostbusters, Tilting T had a good idea. He suggested that maybe if I combine, I forget what colors, blue and red, maybe I can make purple. I have to check the old color chart, and then maybe I can do purple inserts on Ghostbusters. Playfield's up right now, so I won't bother. But where I have the blue inserts, I'm gonna maybe try purple. But also, Eden Stam, shout out, had a keen eye and noticed that on my inserts for the blue ladder on Ghostbusters, that accidentally covered over the circular insert, the no ghost insert. So I didn't mean to do that. So good eye, Eden. I'll cut that out of the equation and maybe even change the whole color to purple if I can tinker with some light filters. Also, shout out to, what is his name? Jim Rondo on Pinside. These are the Ghostbusters. This is the ball jump ramp protector on the left ramp for Ghostbusters. What's it say? Install washers below plastic protector and nuts on top of plastic protector. So nice clear instructions. Looks like he did a really good job. I think this is a few iterations and permutations of design. So this is probably the latest and greatest design. This is for the back corner to keep the ball from jumping over that switch in the corner. It's a very important switch, and you don't like when you jump over it. This apparently is going to solve that issue. So he was clearing these out on Pinside. He has made about 14 runs of these and apparently is not making another run. So he was clearing these out, and when I saw them, I jumped on it immediately. So get yours while they still can be gotten. So thanks, Jim, for that. I will install the back corner today probably. I don't have my rubbers yet, so I can't install my playfield back together again yet, so this will have to wait. But so I'm just going to be doing some tinkering and messing around in the basement, see if I can somehow figure out a way to get a new project started. So that's what's going on for now. If anything exciting happens, I'll keep you posted. Okay, just listening to the Loser Kid podcast while tinkering away here. They're talking about the Rush pinball machine that was revealed yesterday on Dead Flip live stream. I watched a tiny bit of it. Looks pretty cool, but yeah, I didn't see too much of it. But anyway, side note here. These are the ones that I probably am not going to need anymore. These are the new Klein drivers. But the one thing is that they're very long, so that's a good thing in most cases. In some cases, I might need the shorter shaft, and I'm not going to, like, obviously dispose of those, but, you know, sometimes you need the short shaft, shorter, and sometimes they even have, like, yes, this is kind of like if I'm like stuck in an even shorter shaft. Wait a minute. Is that much shorter? Not really a lot shorter, but I think I have something even smaller than that for when you're in really tight spaces. But yeah, so I may not retire these indefinitely, but I'm definitely going to set them aside. I don't think I'll be using these on a regular basis. So I'll kind of put them maybe in a different spot. These smaller ones will get prime real estate. right here in the old... Oh, I already dropped it. But check it out. They do have the colors on the back, so that's pretty sweet. Your red, green, yellow. I guess 3/16 is black. And look, 3/16 also, but that's flathead. Yeah, so this section of the old tool cart's a little more organized. And then I'll just set the other bigger ones that I don't use as often elsewhere, maybe in the drawer. But yeah, so, oh, Kevin messaged me. He's done with my Addams Family and wants his space back, which is understandable. We were going to move it yesterday, but then it's like, it's snowy and cold, dark, so let's procrastinate. So we're going to go to action now and put Addams Family back in storage. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't have space, so I got to sell something or fold something up. We'll figure it out, though. I'll be back. All right. I've got a few minutes before I'm going to go meet Kevin. So I thought I'd bust out the wire strippers here. Self-adjusting insulation strippers. What I also noticed, which is pretty sweet, that flash has got a little bit of a glare, sorry, is that they also function as wire cutters, too. So you can cut the wire and then strip it all in one friggin' tool. That would be amazing. Oh, here's a wire gauge. It's metric though, and Chinese, so I can't quite read that. Can convert metric to, because like I know like 18 gauge, 22 gauge, 20 gauge, like those are numbers that I'm familiar with. What is it? The higher gauge, the thinner the wire, something like that. Anyway, let's just test this bad boy out with a couple random wires and see. So here's our little cutter. All right, check this out. That's pretty cool. Very nice. And then, I don't know how far you want to stick this in here, but probably where that first tooth is. Probably right there is where it's going to cut. So let's give it a try. Whoa. That's a little more effort than I thought there was going to be. I thought it was just going to be a little smooth little zing, but yeah, actually, it's pretty spring-loaded. Like so. So you got to give it a little zip, but look at that. That's pretty friggin' sweet. Did it cut where I thought it was going to? Let's test that again. Alright, let's snip this for fun. And then, see, I'm putting this about, let's say, 1/4 inch from the end of the wire, right where the tooth is. Imagine that is about where it cut. Yep, looks like it. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's, there's a couple different dials here. This is a slider that gives you the right range of gauge, I guess. I don't know if that is a slider or not, maybe. And then there's also, oh, this, that's what Jim was saying, that you can move this. Oh, I thought that was somehow going to move this, but no, two separate entities. So let's try a little thin wire here. Check this guy out. Just a little baby wire. I love that it's both tools in one. I always have been using two separate tools for the cutting and stripping, but this is a good day for tools, eh? My whole repair world might just got that much easier. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty friggin' sweet. Maybe in some tight spaces under the playfield, if the wires are connected, it might be a little tricky to get this entire tool in there, you know, so I'll keep this as a backup plan just because it is a little smaller and in tight spaces, but I'm even missing my little screw there that allows you to set the gauge, so I just kind of feel where I need to cut probably not the best strategy. So definitely not the best tool. Definitely going to be utilizing that. So with the new nut drivers and wire strippers, I am gonna, not back in business, but a refreshing of the existing business. I'm gonna be smooth sailing from here, hopefully. Okay, so I did kind of look closer at this, and this is in fact a slider. I think the most common wire gauges for pinball are like 18 to 22. So I did slide it right to there. So I think that's probably the best setting for this guy. All right. And then this, I have to figure out what that is. What does that do? I thought Jim said that was something to do with gauge. Oh, maybe that's, those numbers here indicate what the top thing is for. That would make sense. So, all right, well, yeah, I think it's in a happy place right now, and yeah, good to go. All right, so Jay the neighbor ended up popping by. We played a couple games of South Park. Sure enough, Cartman was registering extra hits. I did adjust it, the switch in there, right down there, and played a couple games. Seems to be good now, so maybe that's fixed. Fixed my LED that was popping out of the socket. That seems to be good now. So I did those tweaks. Jay and I also played a little Pinball Magic, a little bit of Whirlwind, and oh yeah, about those nut drivers. One thing I didn't quite realize is that when you take a nut off, it's like really stuck in there pretty good, and you kind of have to fight to get it out. So I guess the strategy is going to be, and has been since I was using them on the slingshot, 1/4 inch for these guys and 11/32 for this guy, I believe it was. You just kind of loosen it to the point where it's almost off, and then you take it off with your finger so you don't get the nut stuck in the nut driver. So probably more advantageous when putting nuts on rather than taking nuts off. But so I'm learning the nut driver magnetic action ways, and yeah, I like it. I still like it a lot. And yeah, so the last thing I was just messing with for the night before I wrap it up is Eden Stam, like I said, noticed that my blue light filter was actually...
Either I have a monster in my kitchen or I'm completely crazy.
One or the other. Was kind of going over the this white insert. So I nipped it off there, and now we don't have blue circular insert, just the ladder, which is what I wanted. And I did kind of mess with trying to change the color. I grabbed a red filter, and if you put red and blue together, probably won't be able to see, but anyway, it does go purplish, but the light doesn't bleed through as much because there's 2 layers, so it's really dim and it's not all that purple, but it was definitely fun to try and worthwhile try. Thanks Tilting T for the suggestion. I guess they're just, maybe if I went with this is maybe a bit of a thicker blue that I had from a different source. Maybe if I took a blue and a red from this pile that are thinner, maybe that would actually potentially work better. But anyway, so that's tidied up. Just a little playing, a little tinkering, a little messing with the new tools, but that's going to be about it. Just kind of a little update on the action. Still waiting for parts, but once I get those parts, Ghostbusters will be assembled in no time. I might throw South Park where Harlem was, and possibly maybe just bust out Whitewater because it's here. Not only that, it will kind of like open up the area instead of having that all blocked off. But that's food for thought. We'll see what actually happens. Yeah, Games Room update. We'll see you on the next one. All right, a little bit of bonus footage. I'll do one more thing before I wrap it up. This is that diverter plastic that I got off of Jim on Pinside. And I can install it because there's no rubbers that need to go there. But look, this is kind of a perfect application or time to use this magnetic nut driver. It's kind of like way back in the corner. I haven't actually tried this yet. This is my first time. Oh yeah, look at that. Beauty. I already getting to utilize the action here. Come on, get in there. Kind of got to fight it in, make sure you get the nut in properly. Still, okay, yeah, there. Nut is in, right in the back corner. Trying to get that on with your fingers. You're probably going to lose it in the cabinet for sure. But not only do we get to, hopefully that's threading properly. It doesn't feel like it's threading properly. Oh, there we go. It's not aligned very correctly. Hello? It's not going. It's really tight. The back of the nut driver. Well, the first one went nice. Come on, second one. It's not being nice. Okay, well, you get the concept. But back corner plastic is installed. I'll fight with the last nut. Anyway, thanks again for watching.